Hey, it's Andrew here. I'm bringing you another Keyforge deck reveal slash review. This one is of a Call of the Archons deck that I got in a Chainbound event last night. Won it and got to pick between an AOA and a COTA deck, and I've been opening so many Age of Ascension decks that I thought, hey, it would be really fun to do a COTA one. So here it is. I did look it over briefly last night, although I don't remember all of it, so this will still be kind of a journey of discovery here. It is Logos, Shadows, and Mars, and the name is School Escalade. And oh, this is what I miss. Not only does this have the red tab, which, you know, a lot of AOA decks don't. The ones, my understanding is the ones printed in China don't. But it works, which even the I guess German decks that do have this red stripe in Age of Ascension, I've been having trouble getting the tab to pull, but this just works so beautifully. So, man, missed that. All right, let's see here. Set that there, and let's see what we got. We got a Fogify. This is an action with a bonus amber that says your opponents can't use creatures to fight on their next turn. That's pretty nice. We have a library access, which should say for the remainder of the turn, each time you play another card, draw a card, purge library access. So it does purge itself on play now, but it's still pretty good. We have Phase Shift, which I like to see with the library access. Phase Shift says you can play a non-logos card this turn. We got Positron Bolt, which is an action with a bonus amber that says deal 3 damage to a flank creature, deal 2 damage to its neighbor, deal 1 damage to the second creature's other neighbor. So it does 3, 2, 1 going in from a flank, which is, yeah, that's a pretty cool damage spray. And we have another one of those, so cool story. We have a Remote Access, which is an action with a bonus amber that lets us use an opponent's artifact as if it were ours. That's a nice, strong effect. I love to see that. And Wild Wormhole, an action that gains us a bonus amber and lets us play the top card of our deck. You know, the Phase Shift, the Wild Wormhole with the library access, if we can get those off on the same turn, we're going to have a pretty fun, you know, series of draws, because the Phase Shift draws a card from library access. The card we play due to Phase Shift lets us draw a card, and same with Wild Wormhole. It draws a card, and then when we play the top card of our deck, it also draws us a card. So cool, cool synergy there. Chaos Portal could do even more. Chaos Portal is an artifact that exhausts. You choose a house and you reveal the top card of your deck, and if it's of that house, you play it. And this is a little crazy because, oh no, I forgot, we're not in AOA. So, you know, it's funny, in AOA, I'm so used now to AOA and the way that things are sorted. So I saw a rare here and I was like, wow, we have 4 more cards to go. We're going to have 4 rares. But that's not true, because in Call of the Archons, the cards were just sorted differently. We have Library of Babel, which is an artifact that exhausts to draw a card. Not bad. Mother is a 5-power robot scientist who lets us draw an additional card to our hand during our draw card step. That's pretty cool, and we have 2 of them, so happy about that. And then Titan Mechanic is a 6-power cyborg scientist, and while it's on a flank, each key costs -1, yours and your opponent's. That is also a pretty cool effect. That's some big creatures in Logos, actually. Only those three creatures in Logos, but big ones. So that's kind of interesting. And I mean, I can imagine if we had the right setup, right? We have 2 mothers on the board, we have a library access, we have Chaos Portal on the board, and we get library access to fire. We could have a real solid power turn, although, you know, those are just good cards even without that firing. And if we get 3 draws off library access, I'm pretty happy. Okay, let's go into Mars. We have Ammonia Clouds, which deals 3 damage to each creature. We have Deep Probe, which gains us an amber, and we choose a house and reveal your opponent's hand and discard each creature of that house revealed this way. This is one of my favorite cards from Call of the Archons. I just think it really invites thoughtful play, where you get benefit from thinking things through and guessing what might be going on in the game state. Squawker gains you an amber and lets you ready a Mars creature or stun a non-Mars creature. We haven't seen any Mars creatures yet, so hopefully we'll see those coming out soon. I've used it for the stun and not been too sad. Mind Warper, cool. This is a 2-power Martian scientist with elusive, and its action is it can exhaust to choose an enemy creature and have it capture one from its own side. Decent amber control there. Ulik Megamouth is a 3-power Martian scientist who on fight or reap can use a friendly non-Mars creature. Now, so far we've just seen the 3 creatures in logos, which are big, so maybe able to stick out and be usable by the Megamouth, but don't have any crazy, fight or reap effects. All right, Zookeeper, 2-power Martian scientist with elusive, and on reap you archive an enemy creature, put an enemy creature into your archives. Of course, when it leaves the archives, it goes back to their hand. Vizaima Think Drone, 3-power Martian scientist that on reap can archive a friendly creature or artifact from play. I don't see any great targets for that yet. We'll see if some come up. 2 of them. Oh, Auxiliary Marauder could potentially be a good target. It's a 2-power Martian soldier. When you play it, it captures an amber for each friendly ready Mars creature, so it benefits from you having other Mars creatures on the board to start with, or maybe using Squawker to ready one. And it does that capture, and then it's +1 power for each amber that's on it, so that's a pretty cool effect. Ixil's Dominator is a 9-power robot with 1 armor that has taunt, but comes enters play stunned. So nice for protecting your little dudes. Oh, and Zorg also enters play stunned. It's a 7-power beast, and before it fights, you stun the creature it's fighting, and each of that creature's neighbors. Brainstem Antenna. Oh, that's cool. It's an upgrade that gives a creature, after you play a Mars creature, ready this creature, and for the remainder of the turn, it belongs to House Mars. So, if you can, let's say you have a Logos creature out, you throw that on it, you play another Mars creature, that readies, you play Squawker, and then you play the Marauder. That's a pretty good setup. And that's it. That's it for the Mars. And it looks like in Shadows we got the other the other nerfed card from Call of the Archons, which is Bait and Switch. If your opponent has more amber than you, steal an amber, and then it's been errated to say repeat the previous effect if your opponent still has more amber than you. So the most amber you can steal with this is now 2, which is still good if you can do that. Booby Trap is an action with a bonus amber that lets you deal 4 damage to a creature that's not on a flank, and you get to do 2 splash damage. That's a pretty good effect. I mean, that's a solid effect. Miasma, bonus amber, and your opponent skips Forge a Key on their next turn. Relentless Whispers, bonus amber, deal 2 damage to a creature, and if that damage destroys the creature, you steal an amber. Seeker Needle. It's an artifact that exhausts to deal the damage to a creature, and if the damage destroys the creature, gain an amber. We haven't seen any Shadows creatures yet, come to think of it. That'll be interesting to see how that works out. But this is a good way to just plink your opponent's creatures. Get some benefit out of it. Special Delivery. Wow, more direct damage in Shadows here. It's an artifact with a bonus amber that has Omni. You sacrifice it, you deal 3 damage to a flank creature, and if that damage destroys that creature, you purge it. Really nice way to deal with annoying creatures. Speed Sigil. I'm a little sad to see this without a lot more creatures, although it could be crazy good with the Mars. So it's an artifact with a bonus amber that says the first creature played each turn enters play ready. That's for you and your opponent. Subtle Maul is an artifact that when you use it, your opponent discards a random card from their hand. Interesting stuff. Bad Penny is a 1-power human thief who, when she's destroyed, you return her to your hand. This is good synergy with the Seeker Needle. That's really the thing here. Nexus is a 3-power cyborg thief with elusive. And when it reaps, you use an opponent's artifact as if it were yours. That is a pretty cool effect. Don't mind seeing that. And then we have 2 copies of Urchin, who's a 1-power elf thief with elusive, who on play steals 1 from your opponent. So these are also good targets for the Seeker Needle. We have some good synergy with the Seeker Needle here. Some steal, right? We have Bait and Switch, Relentless Whispers, the 2 Urchins. That's really it for the steal. We have some slow steal in Mars, decent board control stuff. I think this deck could do pretty good. And it has a lot of amber. I feel like it has a lot of amber generation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's not bad. And probably some power turns after using the library access, so you have to see. Decent steal. It's not, it's not amazing, but I think it has some strong potential here. And that is the first Call of the Archons deck that I've opened in a while. It's School Escalade, Logos, Shadows, Mars. I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed opening, and I hope that you will forge some keys. Have a great day.